A very good day everyone. Welcome to our video presentation about communication principle and group assignment 2. Before going into the presentation, this is our team group leader RUVANESH PRAKASH, me myself DINESH Rao, Kong Yiling, Nur SHAQIRAH and Nur HIDAYAHTUL. First and foremost, amplitude modulation AM, which is also a fundamental technology in communication system that allows information to be transmitted by varying the amplitude of the carrier wave. Amplitude method encoding data onto a carrier signal by adjusting its amplitude in accordance to the waveform of the input signal. Amplitude modulation is also allows the effective transport of audio, video, and data signal across a multiple mediums.
Well, I'm RUVANESH here. Today I would like to explain about the angle modulation. Well, angle modulation is a technique in communication where the phase or frequency of a carrier wave is varied to encode information. Well, there are two types of angle modulation, which frequency modulation and phase modulation. So what is FM modulation? FM modulation is a process in which the instantaneous angular frequency of the carrier signal is changed according to the modulation signal. Well, PM, which is phase modulation process in which the phase of the carrier signal is changed according to the modulating signal. If you notice these waveforms, the above one, the top one is the carrier wave, and the second one is the modulation wave. The third one goes to the FM, and the fourth one is the phase modulation wave. Well, for the relation between FM and PM, to obtain VFMT, the information signal should be integrated at the first place and go through PM modulator. Meanwhile, to obtain VPM, the information signal should be differentiated and go through FM modulator. On the other hand, to recover back the information signal, the VFM should go through PM demodulator and integrated. Meanwhile, for the VPM, it should go through FM demodulator and differentiated to get the information signal. Therefore, we can conclude that in analog system, it consists of modulator, demodulator, and then the transmission medium. Thank you.
The constellation diagram is a graphic that demonstrates how information is represented in the modulated carrier in a digital modulation system, such as with shift keying (SK). For this constellation diagram, we will focus more on quadrature phase shift keying (QPSK). QPSK is more efficient than PSK because the frequency spectral efficiency are 2 bit per second. How to know what debate for pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, and 7 pi over 4? It have two ways. First, by using sine and cos, and the other way by label the coordinate. First way by using sine and cos, by making a cross and add the x-axis and y-axis, label as shown in the picture. Negative symbol at cos omega t and sin omega t just a sign, so negative sign can be ignored. And then put the value to replace omega naught t. If the value show negative value, the bit will have 0, and if the value show positive value, the bit will have 1. Second way by label your coordinate. First, when the phase at pi over 4, the coordinate is 1, 1. Most of the number are positive number, so the debit will be 1, 1. If the phase is 3 pi over 4, the coordinate is negative 1, 1. First number is negative number and second number is positive number, so the debit will be 0, 1. Constellation diagram is useful for understanding the effect of interference on the signal. Negative 1, 1. First number is negative number and second number is positive number, so the debit will be 0, 1. Constellation diagram is useful for understanding the effect of interference on the signal. Negative 1, 1. First number is negative number. What are the differences between baud rate and bit rate? Baud rate is a unit of signal speed and use the symbol S to show number of symbols that transmitted per second, and baud rate also known as symbol rate. Meanwhile, bit rate is a unit of information and use the symbol B to show number of bits that transmitted per second. Bit rate also known as data rate.
Now, I will present about the misconception that we always heard about amplitude modulation, angle modulation, and also radio digital modulation. As for the amplitude modulation, we always heard that amplitude modulation is outdated and low quality compared to frequency modulation. but it is not actually. FM is associated with better sound quality, while AM also have its own strengths, which it can travel longer distances and penetrate obstacles better. As we can see here, both of them have different function and different characteristics. For the second one is for angle modulation for phase and frequency modulation. We always heard that FM is too complicated for practical use, while PM is rarely used. But the correct one is FM is more simple than some might think. Both FM and PM find extensive application in communication and radar system. The last one is for radio digital modulation. Digital modulation means better quality. Even it can provide clearer signal and allow for more efficient use of the spectrum, that does not mean it is a very good system. In some cases, we prefer to use analog signal compared to digital signal. It actually depends on the user's preference.
Hello everyone, my name is LING. Now let us move on to latest advancement. So the latest advancement is the 6G network. Basically, a 6G network is defined as a cellular network that operates in untapped radio frequencies and uses connective technologies like AI to enable high-speed, low-latency communication at a pace multiple times faster than 5th-generation networks. 6G are currently under research and development, yet to be released. There are some unique features of 6G, which are the use of new spectrum, very high data transfer speeds, ultra-low latency network functions, and some more. Compared to 5G, 6G will use higher frequency. 6G uses a broad spectrum, including new spectral ranges of up to terahertz. 6G has very high data transfer speeds. 6G will deliver a maximum data rate of 1 Tbps. Similarly, it will raise the data rate experienced by the user to 1 Gbps. Therefore, the spectral efficiency of 6G will be nearly more than double that of 5G. Besides, 6G has ultra-low latency network functions. The latency of 5G will be lower to just 1 millisecond. Hence, many real-time applications' performance will be enhanced by this ultra-low latency. That's all from me. Thank you.
As the conclusion, amplitude modulation, angle modulation, and radio digital modulation are three separate but related foundations that each provide their own special qualities to the communication symphony. As we know, AM has a steady place in the broadcasting industry thanks to its capacity to travel great distances and overcome difficulties. In the meantime, the dynamic pair of FM and PM with their mastery of frequency and phase modulation paint the picture of the contemporary radar and communication system, providing accuracy in detection and fidelity in sound. The era of digital communication and wireless technology is ushered in by the radio digital modulation, which effectively encodes information and is immune to specific interferences. Alright, so finally we have come to the end. We really appreciate your time and we hope that you can learn something from this video and hope this will help you in the future. Thank you so much from our group.